Okay, good morning. This is Jay Waters. I'm with the Voices of Freedom Project and the American Wartime Experience Museum. Today is Wednesday, the 3rd of May, 2023. We're up here at the Atria Living Facility in Tinton Falls, New Jersey. And it's my pleasure this morning to meet Daniel Nagy. Sir, good morning.
Thank you.
For the record, could you say your full name and where you were born?
I was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey, St. Peter's Hospital,
And what year was that, Mr. Nagy?
1938.
1938. Okay. And what branch of service did you serve in?
The Navy.
Navy. And did you participate in any wars or conflicts?
I was in one conflict because I got.
Well, which one was that?
I got the $250 for the taxes.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but they looked it up and I was there.
Okay.
But they were over 30 days.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that in a second then. Did you have any other family members that had served in the military? Parents or uncles, grandparents?
I know of.
No?
Except for my Uncle Sam, which he was in my mother's side of the family.
Okay. What did your Uncle Sam do?
He was in the Army. He got killed over there. He's buried in France.
Oh, in World War II, you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
We had relatives that went over there and they took pictures of the grave and everything.
In France, yeah. Well, you might, were you old enough to remember Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor, I remember after, when we went up to my grandfather's, my mother and father and stuff.
What do you remember about that?
We went up there, it was very, very sad. My mother's sister was there. Aunt Ange was the one that had the most schooling. She did all the talking.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather didn't want to even talk when the two guys came from the service. They were stationed with him.
Mm-hmm. What about more recently? What do you remember remember September 11th, 2001, when the World Trade Center?
We were going overseas to Italy.
Okay.
The family was, 15 of us. It was a vacation.
That's right. But where were you on September 11th?
I was home, really. I went to get the newspaper, and while I was getting the newspaper, I came outside. This guy was delivering milk to the stores, and he had the radio on, and then it came across on the radio, and then I went right home.
Yeah.
And I saw that second plane that went into the building.
Were you living in New Brunswick at the time?
Yeah, yeah.
So close enough to New York City to have like almost some direct impact.
No, it's in New Brunswick.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the Italy trip, and we were talking about that last night. Tell me a little bit more about that, since we got the camera rolling.
Well, we went over, the 15 of us were going on this trip to see where our grandparents were. We saw that in Najeda.
And that was in Sicily, correct?
Yeah, we took pictures of where they lived. And then we were walking around, and we were coming to this one street, and this guy came out of the house, and he goes right up to my cousin, and and he says, "You look just like your father, Dominic." And we almost shit, because here was this guy came out, he was on lunch. But that was a great experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good that you got to do that. Anything else about the trip stand out, the Italy trip? 15 of you all went, right? Relatives,
Yeah, 15,
cousins?
all cousins.
Well, that's excellent. Well, let's talk again about you in the military. Why did you join the Navy?
I just, when I got out of high school, I wanted to go, and me and my buddy was gonna go. I went and I got into the aircraft mechanics, and he was good at typewriting, and he got stationed in Washington for 4 years.
Okay. So, what year was this you think that you joined?
Yeah, we went in service,
Yes.
1956
Okay, 1956,
to 60,
Navy, yeah,
4 years.
1960. Okay. And so after you joined out of high school, where did you go for training?
In Maryland.
Went to Maryland?
What's the name of the camp? Boot camp, was named after this admiral. I'm trying to think of the name. It was right off of 95, I know, I remember that much.
Yeah, I know a lot of the Army bases, but I don't know much Navy, but that was in 1956, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how did you find Navy boot camp in Maryland? How, was it tough? Or?
No, it was good.
It was
It
good?
wasn't that rough. It was,
Yeah.
We had exercise in the morning and classes in the afternoon,
Okay.
or midday.
So tough, but not too
And
tough.
from there, and that's where I ended up in Brunswick, Maine.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a second. But so you did the boot camp training. Did you do any other specialized training?
No,
Okay. So then, after that, you went up to, you said Brunswick, Maine,
Brunswick, Maine, right.
and you were an aircraft mechanic?
Mechanic, right.
Okay, well, tell us about what you did up in Brunswick, Maine. What was your unit, your
I was
duties?
with my VP 123.
And what does that mean for somebody who doesn't know?
Well, that was the outfit I was in.
Okay. Well, and I think when we were talking last night, you told me that the VP 123 was the P3 airplanes?
Orient, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe tell folks that don't know what
But
that
they have
is.
new ones now,
Yeah,
which were a lot bigger.
sure.
And you told me that the base is closed now.
That's true. That's
But,
true.
yeah, I imagine so, because I saw the new planes and they're real big. They're not like the ones we had, you had to crawl over the, belly of the aircraft to get to the back. This here new ones you walk, and they have the seats in them and everything.
Right.
So it's bigger and better. That's probably why they shut Brunswick down, because that was not made for them big planes like that.
Right. Well, maybe so from what I remember, and help me fill in the gaps here, so the P3s were anti-submarine airplanes,
Right,
correct?
right, that's what we were, anti-submarine.
So like how many people were on your crew in the airplane?
11.
11 guys?
11 guys.
And were there any women on the plane?
No,
And then, so, the 11 you guys, what was your specific job on the plane?
yeah, I just used to watch the gauges, between the pilot and co-pilot.
Okay. And what were you looking for?
You just watch the gauge and see what was our airspeed and how much flow the gas was going and stuff.
And were you flying over, what part of the country, or was it over the water?
Mostly in the Mediterranean we were.
Oh, Mediterranean. Okay.
That's where we deployed that one time when this conflict broke out. I forget what the name of it was, but they have the record of it at because I went down there, I had to get it, to get the $250 off on my taxes.
Okay, yeah.
So they got it marked down someplace, I don't know where it's at.
Yeah. So you did how many Mediterranean tours do you think you did?
I know 157
Sound asleep.
in February.
I woke up.
Here for 6 months and come back. That's what we always did, 6 months over and 6 months back.
Okay. And when you were there, were you based in Italy or Greece or somewhere else? Did you have a airfield that you landed at?
Malta was mostly, yeah.
Okay, Malta, that makes sense.
We operated out of Malta, you know, in the Mediterranean.
Sure.
There, with the 6th Fleet.
Okay, Malta, 6th Fleet, yeah. Well, that's good. And then I think you also told me yesterday you did a little bit of time up in Iceland?
Iceland, yeah. Reykjavik.
Yep. How long were you up there?
And just the 3 months.
3 months that time. And was it wintertime or summertime?
It was in the spring, I think it was.
So you had a lot of daylight, a lot of sunshine.
Yes, yes.
Probably was hard to sleep.
Hard to sleep. They used to put a blanket over the window so we could sleep during the day.
Okay.
Big hangars they had.
Big hangars, yeah.
Big hangar, yeah.
Yeah, I've been to
You
that.
get 3 planes in there.
Okay, yeah, I've been to that base too. Up
Yeah.
there, Haven't been to Malta, but I've been to that base up in Iceland. It's big. What do you remember about either when you were in Iceland or in Malta? Did you get some time off where you could go off base and
Yeah,
see
Malta we used to go in town and, you know, drink with this, take the taxi in.
So you had a good time?
Yeah. And then we went to Valletta, was the big town.
Yeah, I think it's the capital, yeah.
Yeah,
How was that town?
nice. Nice. I used to be amazed that, you know, like them people would eat and then all come down into town and walk, you know, after supper.
Okay. Well, I guess Malta, even though it's its own country, is kind of like Italy, right? A lot of Italian
Right,
connections.
it's all by itself on
Yeah.
an island.
Yeah. Okay.
The British were there.
Yes.
They had a base there.
Okay. And the same thing for Iceland. Did you get some free time and go off base?
Yeah, they didn't want us to because it was, I don't know, there was a conflict between the countries.
Okay.
So they advised us not to go into town. So I never went in town there.
Okay. What did you do on the base though? Did they have activities for you?
You have the clubs, you know, yeah, your clubs that you went to. They had entertainment, you know.
Did during your operations, did you ever find any submarines? I know you were looking for submarines, but did you ever find any?
I guess so. I really don't know.
Okay.
Because the sonar people were the ones, there was 3 sonar men, you know, would track this stuff. So, I can't say if we got in contact with any or what, but we followed some, as far as I know.
Sure. Or any, you ever do any rescues, like you're looking for a submarine, but you find a ship in distress?
No.
Nothing like that? I thought at one point yesterday you were telling me there was some kind of operation and one of the planes crashed.
Oh, one that crashed?
Yeah, didn't you tell me that?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you tell us that again?
That was, we were going looking for, they said a civilian plane went down out of Philadelphia with people on it. We never did find it, but that's when we lost the plane.
One of your
Yeah,
P-3
our plane,
planes
yeah, they crashed right in.
into,
We turned off, two of us turned off, and then he kept going. And they said he clipped a tree, up in the mountain, it was high. And they went into the thing. One guy survived. He was from Milwaukee.
and that crash happened near Philadelphia or somewhere else?
But
Where did that crash occur?
the people,
The
civilian plane,
yeah,
yeah, they were out of Philly someplace.
okay. Okay. Well, when you were deployed out to either Iceland or
Then maybe you sit over here, you're gonna be
when
next.
when you were out in Iceland or Malta, how were you able to keep in contact with family and friends?
Yeah, go back to the U.S.
By mail.
Okay?
Mail.
Yeah, beautiful, nice and clean.
And did you like getting mail and stuff?
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
Okay. We talked a little bit about the clubs and stuff. Do you remember any?
Things the rest of.
Do you remember any like special USO shows or big events that occurred on the base,
No,
or any sports?
we never had like Bob Hope or
Yeah.
anybody like
Okay.
that, yeah.
He wasn't going to come to Iceland.
It was just local stuff.
Did you have sporting activities on the base? Sports like basketball or baseball?
Yeah, you had handball
Oh, handball.
and basketball.
What did you like to do?
I liked basketball.
Yeah, so you liked playing handball?
Yeah, we had this one place we stayed on Thanksgiving, because it was the Air Force base. And that's where I called my wife, then my girlfriend, at home, because Thanksgiving, there was 4 people to a table. Never had that before, When you were in the Navy, you got in the line, carried your tray, and got your meal.
Yeah. Was it good food that day, Thanksgiving?
Yeah, that was nice.
That was good. Okay. Well, you mentioned your girlfriend at the time and became your wife. How long were you guys married?
62 years.
Oh, God bless you.
Yeah.
That's great. And how did y'all meet?
I don't know, I was home one weekend and I was going out with my buddy. We went to this tavern, had pizza and stuff, came out, and I sort of met her, She was with her girlfriend. And her girlfriend went going with my buddy,
Yeah.
at the time.
Okay. And the rest was history.
Yep.
That's great. Well, I know we've talked about quite a bit already, but are there any other incidents that stand out on your deployments, either something funny or something interesting or
Nothing,
or scary?
because the only thing, like I said, we had the clubs on the base. You go and have a drink and whatever. That's about it.
But even like when you were flying, did you ever have
No.
bad storms or mechanical problems, running out of
No.
gas?
No, nothing.
You must have had a good crew and some good pilots to
I was
take,
good, I was good, yeah.
take care of everything.
The one thing I do remember is we were on some operation, and after it was over, our commander, the pilot, he took us to this place. I think it was in Greece. Well, anyway, this hotel was right on the Black Sea.
Okay.
And he said, you see that bridge down there? It goes right into Russia. So that's the only thing I remember about it. It was a beautiful hotel.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Did you receive any medals or awards for your service?
Just the good conduct medal, that's all.
Okay. And then, as your 4 years were winding down.
Oh, that World War boot camp was Bainbridge, Maryland.
Okay, yep, that makes sense. Bainbridge, Maryland.
Yes, it was named after that admiral, Bainbridge.
Yep. Well, so as you were winding down your 4 years of service, did they ask you to re-enlist to stay in the Navy?
Yeah. But I knew I wanted to get out because I was going to get married the next year. You know, listen, I said no because I knew I was getting out in September, and the next year I was going to be married in May.
Yep. Okay.
You know, so.
And over your 4 years, did you get promoted at all?
No, I never.
Okay.
Never looked for any promotions or anything.
Just kind of did your job and.
I just friends with my buddies, you know, from New York, New Jersey.
Well, then what was it like getting out? And then you went back home, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Any homecoming? Like, was everybody
No.
excited to see you back?
Not really.
Just another day.
Just my mother made a good big meal, that's all.
What'd she make? Do you remember?
Lasagna, I think it was.
Was it good?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And then what did you do? I know you got married to your girlfriend and then became your wife for 62 years.
What are you? What are you?
But what did you do after, like, for the rest of your career?
Well, I was, in the beginning, when I got out, I got the job at Arnold Constable, you know, as a maintenance man.
Okay.
And then after that, I had taken the test for the post office. I forgot all about it till I come home one day and my wife said, you got a letter from the post office. I opened it up and they said they have 3 openings. Yes, I went down for an interview and that's where I ended up for 38 years.
Okay. All in the northern New Jersey area? Up in New Jersey? Is that where you worked?
Yes, yes.
And were you a mailman, like delivering letters, or did you work in the post office?
I worked in the mail division for 3 years, and then I went into logistics part of it,
Okay.
where you buy these new post offices would send them all the equipment they needed to put up countertops, chairs, safes, desks.
Nice. Well, how do you think your military service affected the rest of your career, or did it?
It was good.
It was good for you?
Yeah. Helped me out when I got the job, you know. Towards my retirement, 4 years was added on to my retirement, so that was great.
Yeah, so a lot of good veterans preference
Right.
and benefits.
Right.
Okay. And then thinking about if you had kids or grandkids or great-grandchildren, future generations.
Yeah, I have a son and a daughter.
Okay.
She's in Florida, my son is right by here,
Okay, good.
real close.
But if there was one thing that you would want them and their children or future generations to know about you and your military service, what would it be?
Just that I was lucky to be no wartime or anything.
Okay. But you did what you were asked to do, and
Right, right,
you never knew what was going to happen.
right. And the friends I made in the service. One
you-
guy was from my hometown. I didn't know until after I was out. And where I used to go for my newspaper to this one store in town. Everybody used to go there.
Yeah.
And I saw him one time, and he said he lived in Raritan. I said, yeah, that's where I live. And I just became a little friendly with him, and that was it. But the biggest part was my boss in the post office, Basilone. His brother was a big-time hero in during the war.
Okay.
George Basilone. In fact, they got a statue of him in town there. And every, Memorial Day, they have the parade.
Yeah.
End up there by the statue.
Okay. Well, good. Well, Dan, the last question is the proverbial last question, which is there anything else you'd like to talk about or revisit that we've already talked about?
Not really.
Okay.
I liked the military, when I was in, it was nice. Because I wasn't involved in any war or anything, like a lot of the guys were, like Korea and all that stuff. I was after Korea.
Right. Okay. Well, Dan, I'm going to shut everything down. It's been a pleasure talking to you both last
Nice
night
talking
and
to you,
this morning.